What's up? This is your host Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible today and Non-Fungible tomorrow. And today I'm so excited to announce that I'm officially, part of the Work Radio community. And I want to spend this episode to introduce myself for those of you new to this channel, and also to share more about what is moving on forward. So as you can see, we have a whole new layout for the show. I'm always improving the show. If you have any comments, feel free to leave it in the description below. Sorry, not description, but comment below. But I'm really excited to announce that as you can see here, Work Radio schedule. I have some delay in creating the show. Sorry for that. But I'm really excited to announce I'm now officially part of the Work Radio community. So what does this mean? So as a host, I can start using the Work Radio branding, and my viewers themselves, if you are watching this video and if you're part of the Work Radio community, you can earn Work tokens. And so that's how you can participate to earn. They're still building the infrastructures though. And me as a content creator, I will also earn Work tokens based on the number of videos that I do. And by having these Work tokens, I can monetize my content and possibly give back to you guys as a viewer. So how can you participate, right? So for those of you from Work Radio, thank you for watching this video. Let me share about my background. So I'm a video content creator and educator. This is my channel, Non-Fungible TC channel. This is my website. Definitely go check it out, nonfungibletc.com. So I have several shows. So I have a daily show, which is called Clickbait Show, which happens around 6 a.m. Eastern time to around 12 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so because I do have a Web 2 job, I do have a full time, so my time is very hard to adjust because sometimes I have to work overtime, right? So depending on whether I can do the show on time, it will usually be around 10 a.m. Eastern time, but sometimes it might be earlier, sometimes it might be later. Okay, so definitely even if you miss the show live, it's totally fine. You can still watch the show afterwards. So these live show, what I do is that, as you can see on the top, I will cover the news of the day. I will cover the traditional market, the crypto market, the NFT and the metaverse market, and then I'll just wrap up. Okay, so this is a very short show. So this is what I do on a daily basis from Monday to Friday, and the time is kind of fluctuating from 6 a.m. Eastern time to 12 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so at times, besides these shows, what I do is I also interview people. So in the past, I interviewed people like Seneca, Bebe Chess. I interview people for the Web3 life-changing stories, and this is in video format. Okay, so what I do is that I ask people like projects, founders, artists, creators themselves. I ask them the story in the Web3 space, like how Web3 is able to change their life, because I do believe that a lot of people are able to pursue a betterment of their life or to pursue a betterment of other people's life through Web3 means, right? So that's another show that I do. I'll also sometimes, because it's difficult to just do shows like this to get views. So sometimes I cover big projects. I cover NFT projects, hyped projects, so that people could search these projects and come to my channel. Hopefully they can see these interviews that I've done, and these interviews are what I'm truly passionate about. Again, Non-Fungible Stories is Web3 stories as well, which is actually similar to the Non-Fungible creators. I interviewed Franklin in my last video. So Non-Fungible Stories are for people who might not be a project creator or an artist themselves, but they have a story to tell, right? And finally, Non-Fungible Fundamentals is some fundamental stuff that I share, like some tools, some things that can enhance your Web3 journey. And Non-Fungible Show is the other content that I put there. And the last one was actually the Asuke proof of skate at K11 Museum. So that's my story, guys. So what does it mean for this channel? So in this channel, basically I will be able to earn some Work token in the near future. Hopefully with the Work Radio branding, I will be able to get some sponsors. And what I will want to do is that I want to make it fun. I want to give back to the community. For those of you who are new to the, Work Radio, this is actually 10 months in the making. So it shows you that persistent is so important, right? Maybe you do not get accepted as a host immediately because the team has to build the foundations. But after building the foundations, you can try applying again, right? And then you have a chance. Oh, it seems that I tried applying and now I can be one of the hosts under this community, right? So I'm excited to see what this will bring. But if you haven't checked this out before, go search Work Radio Decentralization Media. It is a video that I did about Work Radio. But so much has changed so far, right? But this is just what I've been doing in the past for 10 months ago. So, anyways, what I plan to do is that for each show I do, I get 14.6 work tokens, and sometimes got some guests are very nice to offer some whitelist spots, or in general, I have collaboration managers that can help me get whitelist spots. So what I plan to do is I'm thinking of doing something called a Fun Friday. So what happened is that I will collect these tokens by producing these shows. I'll get some tokens. I will give some allocation back to the community, and viewers like you can participate in these Fun Fridays. You can participate in these I won't say giveaway, but you need to have an effort to be some sort of like members of this community, and then you can participate in Fun Friday where you can play games, and then you can win whitelist NFTs, you can win work tokens, or you can, if the work radio tokens themselves are a significant amount, maybe I'll buy something and give back to the community. Because what I do is that I do these video content to inform, to educate people, but what I really want to do is to also have a material benefit to my viewers on top of the learning benefits, right? So yeah, we'll explore together. Feel free to comment in the description below. The comments below if you have any questions, if you have any feedback. So what I try to do is that on Friday, like I'm thinking of buying this tool, which is called Stream Avatar. And what happened is that I can let people play games on this stream. So what I can do is that in the future, you will be using an avatar on the screen, and then you can beat other people, or you can beat a boss, or you can play Battle Royale. And if you win Fun Friday, and then you could win this NFT. But first, NFT or whitelist giveaway or work tokens, right? But first, I have to really do a lot of shows to accumulate these tokens, to accumulate these viewership, and hopefully we get some sponsors. I left a section on the top. You can see sponsors. It's empty right now, but if you want to sponsor a channel, you want to give back to the viewers of this channel, feel free to let me know, and hopefully we can do something together, right? So I'm really excited, and this is what to expect in the future. So moving on to traditional news, the market is kind of shaky right now. So in these shows, I cover traditional news, and I cover crypto news, and I cover NFT news, and then I just wrap up, right? So the reason for this is that, there has been some protests in China, and, China is actually very aggressive in terms of the lockdown, because they want to prevent the spread of the COVID pandemic, right? While the world is actually opening up, this has been causing a lot of inconvenience to some livelihood in different regions in China, and therefore there was some protests, and people were actually nervous about the market, and therefore because of these protests, the markets themselves, you look at the Asian market, right? The Asian market was actually red for the whole day. Europe is kind of next. Now if we look at the US market, the US market is still red as well. Downfalls 200 points as China COVID protests dampen market sentiment. So people are on the edge right now. They do not know how the Chinese government is going to handle these protests, right? Because we do not want to see anything, negative as well again, right? So I think we have to monitor this situation, right? But this week we do have an interesting week. If you look at this interesting week, there is a lot of key economic data that is coming out this week. We have the consumer confidence on Tuesday, ADP payrolls on Wednesday, and Q3 GDP, right? And also you have some jorts and pending home sales on Wednesday, PCE inflation on Thursday, jobless claim on Thursday. So non-farm payroll. So this coming week is actually a week with a lot of US information. So we will have to see if these announcements is gone. So usually these announcements moves the market, right? For example, if unemployment rates goes up, right, the market could pump because more people are unemployed. So the Feds will have to lower the interest rate hike, right? So there's a lot of these factors. So definitely keep an eye on this. I will be doing these daily stream to remind you that, in certain period of time, the market is going to be very volatile. So as you can see here, we do have a lot of these red. Red basically means that these announcements usually have an effect to the traditional markets, and hence affecting the crypto market, right? So moving on to crypto market, if you look at the crypto market, global crypto market cap is 815 billion, which is a 3.26% decrease in the last day. Bitcoin at 16,144, Ethereum at 1,162. So what it tells you is that actually this morning I saw this dump happen. This dump actually happened because of the Asian market, right? The Hang Seng Index just dumped, right? Because of the people are uneasy with the protest that's happening in China, and therefore it's affecting this. And it really has nothing to the Web Ethereum depegging, which I'm going to cover shortly for today's crypto news. We need to understand what is Web Bitcoin, what is Web Ethereum. Web Bitcoin is where you have like a custodian to issue these Web Bitcoin. So there is some some risk over there. But WAP Ethereum is actually something different. But it seems a lot of these major Ethereum influencers are trying to meme this, and cause I want to clarify this today. So total stable coins market capitalization, you see that USD is going up, and also if you look at this, it's hovering steadily. There was an uptick. Basically it means that people sold crypto and is now moving on to stable coins. Okay, so be careful guys. Usually this could signal that a huge move is coming, but market sentiment is kind of negative as we can see so far. Right, so without further ado, let us have a look at the crypto news, right? So a lot of people are talking about WAP Ethereum going insolvent, right? Because there was this discussion about WAP Bitcoin going insolvent, right? And also how Ameda Research has a lot of these WAP Bitcoin. So WAP Bitcoin could depeg if the party issuing that WAP Bitcoin goes insolvent and cannot back it up, right? But WAP Ethereum is something different. Okay, so what is WAP Ethereum? So a year ago, when I first entered the space, I did not know what is WAP Ethereum, and I want to share with you a thread that I make, right? So what happened is I wanted to participate in an NFT auction on Wearable, and I was surprised to see that there isn't a lot of tutorials on this, right? Why do we need WAP Ethereum instead of Ethereum for bidding, right? So I've seen a lot of people spending more than 1,000 in gas. So back then, gas fees was quite high. Back then, we were talking about 4K, 3K Ethereum, right? So that's why gas was so high. So people spent 1,000 Hong Kong dollars to cancel a bid, only to bid again, right? So what is this WAP Ethereum and auction thing, right? So based on my understanding, Ethereum is not a ERC20 token and cannot enjoy the functionalities of that ERC20 token standards, right? So therefore, you need to wrap it into WAP Ethereum to use it in decentralized apps like Wearable to make a pre-authorized bid. So you cannot use Ethereum to bid NFTs, but you can use WAP Ethereum because it becomes a ERC20 token, and then you can program that sort of money, right? So to WAP your Ethereum, you'll have to use a DEX like Uniswap to provide a 1-to-1 ratio of Ethereum to swap WAP Ethereum, right? So in doing this, right, what you do is that you're basically using Uniswap's liquidity pool to WAP your Ethereum to WAP Ethereum and vice versa. So you can swap it, right? So this liquidity pool is being provided by market makers, right? So the reason why we're seeing some sort of depeg that is happening could be people believe in the FUD and start selling these WAP Ethereum, but instead actually they can unwrap the WAP Ethereum on maybe OpenSea, right? Because in OpenSea you can WAP your Ethereum to Ethereum, or you can unwrap your Ethereum to WAP Ethereum to Ethereum. You can WAP your Ethereum to WAP Ethereum, right? So anyways, you have to pay the gas fee. So the only difference is the gas fee that you use to WAP, right? So basically my logic is saying that, okay, in the smart contract, there's two contracts, okay? One contract is the Ethereum contract, which says how many the people and how many Ethereum to hold, right? But then you want to change this Ethereum and you want to change this Ethereum token to a WAP Ethereum token. So what you do is that on a blockchain, you're paying gas fee to the miner saying that, hey, I want to move my Ethereum to this WAP Ethereum contract. So, Non-Fungible TC Tim here has, 10 Ethereum. I want to WAP it to 10 on, WAP Ethereum, right? On the WAP Ethereum contract. So the miner will basically go here and say, hey, Tim actually used this 10 Ethereum, wrapped it into the WAP Ethereum contract. So he wants to unwrap it, he can unwrap it, right? So there's no intermediary there, right? So there is no intermediary that could fail and that could, that could have issue providing you the Ethereum because you are wrapping it yourself, right? So if you're not in a hurry, you can do it when the network is less congested. So once you have obtained your WAP Ethereum, you can now make a bid on the NFT. If this is your first time on the on the marketplace, you will need to approve a request to spend your WAP Ethereum, okay? So to make your first bid, you have to pay gas fee to register for the WAP Ethereum spending approval. And during the bid, if you're outbid, you can edit your bid and sign a transaction without paying any gas fee, right? So once you authorize your WAP Ethereum transaction, what happened is that the marketplace could have unlimited access to your WAP Ethereum. Usually when you approve the token, you approve all, right? So you can change your bid anytime, okay? Simply that. But you cancel your bid and bid again, you have to pay a gas fee to the cancel action, so only cancel sparingly, right? So the good thing about WAP Ethereum is that you can bid on several NFTs at the same time, but once a seller accepts your offer, the smart contract will then deduct your WAP Ethereum from the wallet, and then your bid will be invalidated if you don't have enough wrong spelling. You then invoke web Ethereum to cover the bid. So once the seller accepts the bid, they pay the gas fee to confirm this on the blockchain, and then the buyer will have web Ethereum deducted from the wallet. If the buyer does not have enough gas fee to pay this, the seller then this is the seller interacting with the blockchain, right? The remaining bids that did not win will still be present, and the new owner can accept these the old bids, right? So this is a long thread that I did about web Ethereum, my personal experience like a year ago trying to bid, and why we have web Ethereum. So the question would be right now, can web Ethereum be depegged, right? There's so much thought about this, okay? So according to Saiga, he used to be Azuki's developer. Now he left Azuki. Fun fact, web Ethereum cannot ever go insolvent. Your web Ethereum will always be swappable 1-to-1 with ETH. The code and logic is quite simple. In fact, it only takes 60 lines of code to implement. Here's a simple primer of how web Ethereum works, right? So to go over some basic, web Ethereum is a ERC20 token. That means the logic of web Ethereum is contained in a simple smart contract on the Ethereum blockchain. Web Ethereum webs 1 over Ethereum and allows you to easily use ETH in that various DM, which is what I said, right? So you can find a token contract here. So the balance mapping on line 32, this is the mapping that stores how much web Ethereum each user have, right? So the functions are deposit, withdraw, and transfer from, right? So basically, as you can see here, it's not possible to have more or less Ethereum in the contract that was deposited. The code dictates whether Ethereum you deposited into the contract will be available to withdraw. If you see any comments of web Ethereum insolvency, you can safely ignore them. So basically what it's saying is that unlike web Bitcoin, where you have someone issuing these web Bitcoin and promising to pay 1-to-1, web Ethereum is legit one Ethereum web into one web Ethereum. So it will not go insolvent, right? Because you cannot insolvent yourself. So that's the thing. So do not believe every thought that you read on the internet, right? So anyways, let us move on to our NFT crypto news. So in general, I think one of the news that kind of came out just now, BlockFi is filing for bankruptcy. This has been hinted for quite some time. And the debt mount unveils NFT salvage hunt. What band meets Pokemon Go? Interesting. So more and more development during this time. So moving on to NFT news. So Jenkins the Valet announced a gamified dynamic NFT ahead of his upcoming podcast release. The NFT will allow a series of puzzles with each individual podcast token gated to those that own the podcast NFT, right? Salt will produce the podcast. So Yuga Labs trading volume is around 40% of NFT trading volume over the last few days without CryptoPunk. So this is actually caused by the post that they posted about the trial of Jimmy is happening in December, which I covered on Friday, right? So it really shows you that the market is actually waiting for positive news to just go crazy, right? So that is what it is. So Artifact started the AR hoodie lens challenge. So it's actually pretty cool. I saw the the AR that Artifact is doing. First place will win the Rimowa luggage NFT, and second to fifth place will receive an AR hoodie, right? So yeah, so what happens is that you scan the AR and then it will show you the rings on the back of the hoodie. So it's very great to see that. So yeah, I think I spent too much time here, so I'll wrap up. I spent too much time, but if you're new to this channel, welcome. Usually I do not spend so much time on these shows, but I just very quickly go through the daily news. But thank you for joining me in this journey, and hopefully being part of Work Radio will bring more win-win scenarios to the viewers and also the content creator themselves, right? So this is your host, Non-Fungible TC. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe. Signing out.